Hello, and welcome to My Point of View Movie Reviews. Now, today's review is another Netflix special comedy starring Marlon Wayans. It's titled Woke-ish. Now, I remember Marlon Wayans from Little Man and White Chicks. Later on, before that, he was in those movies, scary movies. Great physical comedian, and never thought much of him being a stand-up comedian. Now, I seen his special come on Netflix last week. I'm not gonna lie, I passed it up. I wasn't gonna watch it. And then last night, I watched an episode of the Breakfast Club radio station podcast, and he was a guest on there. And for about 30 plus minutes, I learned so much about Marlon Wayans. He talked about his family in depth, his family life, his two kids that are both teenagers. And I've always admired the Marlons for keeping it in the family. And that's one family you never heard any negativity, no mess. And they are very, very professional and all very talented and very funny. And some of his movies, 50 Shades of Black and some other movies he didn't care for. The last movie I think I liked him in was not the last, but the first G.I. Joe movie. He was pretty cool in that. But after watching this interview and the things that he said pertaining to life and the business, I became an even bigger fan. And he said, what I want to do is separate myself as an individual from my family to build my first name's brand, Marlon. The Wayans is already established up here, but I want to make my own niche in comedy as a grown man. No more antics, no more slapstick comedy. I'm like, well, we'll see. And he talked about how Dave Chappelle was instrumental in inviting him to go out on tour with him to get him ready. Remember, this is his first special stand-up ever. After that interview, I was intrigued. Went straight to the living room and put on Netflix and watched Woke-ish. Man, let me tell you, Marlon Wayans is hilarious. The guy knocked it out of the park. Funny as hell. When you're a stand-up comedian, you have to learn how to transition, tell stories, and kind of move smoothly throughout your whole show to pull the audience in. He did it like a veteran. Every subject he touched on had me laughing out of my seat. He talked about today's rappers. He talked about raising kids in this day and time. He talked about having white friends and growing up with them, the use of the N-word when you have white friends. One of the best, again, I'm going to say it again. I didn't stutter. One of the best ever Barack Obama impersonations I have ever had and witnessed. It was incredible. His Barack is impeccable. Of course, he talked about Trump. He talked about the new society that will allow lesbians and gays. I mean, it was really brilliant for his first time out. So I'm telling you, go to Netflix, watch Marlon Wayans Woke-ish. And Woke-ish is a really weird title. I didn't know what it meant until he explained it. Woke-ish just means men of color or people of color. When Barack Obama was in office, we became awoke. We woke up. We're conscious of life, of politics, of statistics, everything. And now that it's been 8 years, we're just woke-ish. We're not as awake as we should be, not as alert. Really cool concept what woke-ish mean. Very intelligent brother. Never judge a book by its cover. Yes, he's been outrageous in some of his movies and antics. This right here shows he is a true comedian in all specs of the word. Great show, great performance. Netflix, again, you're knocking it out the park. It's so nice for these comedians to have a place to go and showcase their talent on a regular basis. 3 months in a row, guys. January, it was Dave Chappelle. February, it was Chris Rock. Here we are in March. Marlon Wayans, another great comedian on Netflix. Hey, check it out. And that's my point of view. Till next time, peace and stay conscious.